This is a art journal with me. I am going to draw a art journal spread celebrating the fact that I went to see BTS at Stanford on day 2 for their world tour, and I just want to start off by saying that I got these tickets at a time in my life where I did not know whether or not I would be able to attend. I had a lot of I had a circumstance in my life where I felt like I couldn't be away. I couldn't take this time to selfishly do something amazing and joyful for myself. But you know what? I bit the bullet in that time and I just decided to go for it. I thought, okay, it's like a couple 3 months out and I am going to figure it out. I am going to find a way to make it to this BTS concert because I have loved BTS for 5 years, and they're finally here at a place where I can easily drive to go see them. And now that my kids are older and I don't feel so much guilt for leaving them at night because my kids just are so attached to me, and I have a hard time letting go and letting someone else take care of them, even though it is totally possible, which is something that I am working on, letting go of control and letting joy into my life. And so I am making this spread to celebrate that time that I did take for myself. And so I'm drawing the symbols that stands for the Arirang tour. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm not Korean, so I apologize, but I have been trying to learn it. Um, Not the language, but just correct pronunciation. Um, so I was so thankful that BTS Army are so kind. They were passing out freebies, and this photo card is one of the things that I received. And I thought it was perfect because it says on the card, the BTS World Tour Ararang Stanford, and it says May 17th, 26 or 5/17/26. And I just thought, okay, that's perfect. I need to highlight this card. And I'm also drawing a little caricature that represents me and all the happiness I experience holding my little BTS light stick. It This was my very first K-pop concert. I'm currently not invested in any other group. I just haven't explored anybody else. It's not because I'm against it or whatever. I just haven't fallen in love with anybody else at the moment. I really fell down a BTS rabbit hole back in 2021. I was 8 months pregnant, sitting on a rocking chair at night. My 2-year-old was asleep in his mini crib, and I was just, sitting there with my iPad with some headphones on, and I usually like to turn on YouTube, and so I was just like, "Okay, what's on?" And I don't know how, but I found the mic drop music video, and I fell in love. I know they were a lot younger back then. It's nearly 10 years ago now since that video came out, and they've all matured and grown, but it's it was amazing to me, the choreography, the, um, just unapologetic badass attitude that they have in that video really spoke to me. I just loved it so much. And the choreography is insane, like, insane. They're so in sync, and after the music video, I went on to, watch all the performances, all the stage performances, and I love how it's performed on stage, so it's, been a dream of mine to see them perform Mic Drop in real life in a concert, and I got to do that. I am so happy that I got to do that. So, uh the day of the concert, it was not easy to get ready. My 5-year-old has been having major, tantrums. I think he has been sick, and he's just not been feeling well, and I am his source of comfort. And I am also just human, and I get touched out, and I feel drained and tired and exhausted, and there are moments where I just wanna be by myself. I just wanna lie there in bed and feel sick and just rest, but it's so hard to do that when you have a little guy who's just holding on to you and feeling all his feelings. And I want to be there for him, but then there's this like push and pull of like, I want to be there for you, but I also need to be there for myself. And so I am currently and will always be going on this self love journey of just figuring out how to balance me in a life where I have so many responsibilities and so many people to take care of. And I am so thankful to be in this space where I can work on me. And also, if you know anything about BTS, they talk all the time about loving yourself. And in order to love anyone else, you have to love yourself. That is like the bottom line of any self growth journey is to put yourself first, love yourself, tell yourself that you are worthy of everything that you want and that you deserve to have it all. And so that is a journey that I am working on, and I am just so thankful that it all came together, that I got to experience that night. My date was my husband, who is very, very supportive, and even though he's not invested in BTS in any way, he has sat numerous hours in the car listening to BTS with me. I am the driver of the family, he doesn't drive, so in order for him to get anywhere, he has to be in the car with me, and since I drive, I choose all the songs. Haha, I love that. Of course, he likes to put in his AirPods every so often, but anyways, I drew the whale, which is a representation of BTS ARMY, how we hold BTS up, and I just love that, and I love the BT21 characters so much. I have a bias, I do. My bias is V because I see myself in him so much. And, this is a self-love journey, so obviously. Um, Not because I am stunningly handsome like he is. No, 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 no. But because he's, like, weird and quirky and has all these, you just don't know what to expect out of him when he opens his mouth, and I feel like I've felt like that my entire life, that I just don't seem to be normal, and I remember they did the Myers-Briggs test, and he tested multiple times to be either ENFP or INFP, and I am always consistently INFP, and when I read the description of that, it is like 1,000% me. Like, I resonate so much with INF and P, like, all of it. If you're not familiar with Myers-Briggs, feel free to go look it up and figure out what you are yourself, but anyways, I just relate so much. My second bias, or my bias wrecker, is Jin. Now, I know I kinda chose, like, the standard, like, good-looking members. I mean, they're all good-looking, okay, but I like Jin because he is an INTP. Not just because of that, but because my husband is one, and so, like, a lot of things that he does reminds me of, the person that I love so much in this entire world. He's, like both of them, my husband and Chin, are, like, big video gamers, and they both live in the present and just live day to day, and all of that resonates, and I just feel like I just see my husband in him, and I see me in V, which is so weird. It's such a weird thing to think about, but, it's just see, I'm not normal. I say weird things, and that is me, and that is yeah. Anyways, I have fallen down this BTS rabbit hole for many years. I was a little more removed when they were in military enlistment. Um, Also, life got a little bit busy for me, but all in all, I had a really fun time at the concert, and I just wanna encourage anybody who have a hard time putting themselves first, doing the thing that you know will give you joy, but feeling guilty, or maybe it costs too much and it's just right out of your like comfort zone to spend that much. I just want to encourage you to know that this is an investment in yourself, and obviously don't do crazy weird like don't go and spend crazy amount of money that you do not have and go into crazy debt. But if you have the means, I think I think it's worth it. It may sound crazy at the moment, but the amount of joy that you get out of the things that you love, and only you know what you truly love and what truly gives you joy. And I want you to like really learn to receive that joy into your life because it is so important. It is so important to love yourself and to give to yourself, not just to give to others, but to give yourself the gift of joy, the gift of play, and the gift of just loving you, because that is the most important thing we can do in our lifetime. And when we put ourselves first and love ourselves first, everything will fall into place. Okay, so this is my final BTS concert art journal spread. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly had fun putting it together. It kind of started out a little messy, but I ended up loving the end result. I love just keeping my light stick there because honestly, it was so sad after the concert because you in order to use well, I don't think you had to have. I can't remember, but in order to use the light stick, they encourage you to download an app on your phone. And so I've downloaded the app. But now I have had notifications turned on. And every time there's a concert after the one I've went to, and these concerts, which I do not have tickets to, which I am not attending, it sends me a notification like 20 minutes before the concert. Turn on your light stick, make sure he has battery, and it just reminds me that, oh, I'm not at these concerts. But you know what? I am so happy for fellow BTS Army to experience what I experienced. And I'm sure every concert, every day of each different city is a different experience. And I just hold this memory. So it's so precious to me, and I am just beyond grateful for having the experience. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you got something out of this video. If you've never heard of BTS, that's crazy that you're at the end of this video, but I appreciate you listening and watching. I encourage you to try out a BTS video because you never know if you will fall down the rabbit hole. All right, thank you so much, and I will talk to you next time.